out there enjoying this brisk cold weather. You like cold weather, Fitz?
Not particularly, no.
No.
That's
No.
why I moved a little bit south.
The only thing I like about cold weather is the hot shower. You know,
Yeah.
it makes a hot shower just feel that much better. My wife, Christy, a lot of y'all know, grew up in Colorado, where they love snow and the cold weather, and of course out there they don't shut down school if it snows 4 or 5 inches. They they love it. But when we were first dating and would go back and visit her family, we would make sure we went skiing.
Yeah.
And that was fun, but I couldn't wait to get in the hot shower after spending all day on the slopes, man. You know, it was cold.
Yeah.
But,
Well, that's the thing, man. If it's going to be cold, it's got to be cold with a purpose. You know, give me a little bit of snow.
Yeah, that helps.
Snowball fight, go sledding, build a snow fort, have a little fun.
Yeah.
But I can do all that in a day, you know. Go
Yeah.
skiing, a good weekend, then I'm good. So,
Yeah.
you know, if it's going to be cold, might as well give me some snow to play with and have fun. But then it can warm back up again.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm good with cold through Christmas. Then it's like, okay,
Yeah.
let's get back to spring.
Yeah.
But we're getting ahead of ourselves. You know, it's cold, but not that cold yet.
Yeah.
We're not talking about snow yet or anything. Man, it's been a great week here so far. Busy. We've been in a lot of meetings this week. It's one of those weeks. We're having some great conversations though with our staff. Energizing kind of conversations where we're talking about 2021 and what's ahead, and we're planning for a great year next year.
Yeah, man.
Once we get on the other side of this COVID stuff. But either way, COVID or no COVID, it's going to be an awesome year.
Yeah, man.
We're
charging ahead, you know,
Yeah.
full steam, and it gets me excited, man. It gets me pumped.
Exactly. Yeah.
I sometimes have to remind myself, okay, don't go too fast too soon. You know, we gotta build up the momentum and get there at the right time. But man, I'm excited for the things being planned around here.
Yeah. One thing to make note of, if you haven't figured out yet, we actually do record this, so we're not live here at 7:00 on Wednesday. It's Wednesday early afternoon that we're taping this, which is before our governor's update for the day, and he'll be sharing some more updates just on how we're going to continue to manage and employ certain necessary restrictions. We did want you to know that our intent right now is to continue moving forward with on-campus services, but working harder than ever to make sure that we follow the right protocols, like masking, for instance. We just want to continue to, as long as we stay open, to make sure that we're open as safely as possible.
Yeah, mask in, mask out, limit the hangout time, which feels so counterintuitive. This place is designed for community and fellowship and long conversations, and I mean, that's part of what makes church great. It's not just about the service. It's about what's happening in all those other environments. But during the season, we're just going to keep asking everyone to just hang tight, briefly in, briefly out. You take your mask off when you're seated, but just be cautious and be considerate of others. And so far, God has been good, and we've been protected. No big outbreaks, no big issues, no big challenges. We've been really safe, and we've been really careful, and we think God has been honoring that up to this point, and we're going to continue on as we are, being cautious and careful, but also staying open. So, you know, if you don't feel comfortable, there is no shame staying home. Join us online. Just make sure you're engaging with us online, and on that, I'd say, you know, anytime that you're online with us, don't just spectate, but participate. Jump onto the chat, interact with us, and you don't have to interact the whole time. You don't have to be on the chat the whole time, but, you know, at least let us know you're there and have some interaction, and not just with our staff and the hosts, but with the others who are there. You know, that includes tonight too, you know?
And I think all of that goes to just the general point of we have to work harder and be more creative with our interactions so that we don't just fall into this slippery slope and this trap of isolation. I was reading some more the other day, just that there are there is clearly an epidemic with COVID, a pandemic, but there are some pretty serious negative implications coming with isolation, where we lose, especially with our seniors, losing their ability to thrive, which can actually lead to death. And so we have to work extra hard to engage. And so like the chat room we were talking about, just having a brief conversation, just putting yourself out there versus just being in that spectator role. So anything that you can do and anything that we can help you with, if you are in a quarantine situation, or again, you're just not comfortable being out yet, which we totally get, don't lose touch with us. And fight for that relationship that's necessary with people.
Yeah, that's such a good word for us, good advice. Scripture tells us that our enemy, Satan, he's a prowling lion, right? He prowls around like a lion, just laying in wait. And you're probably familiar with how lions attack. They don't go after the whole herd. They try to scatter people or scatter the animals. And then the one that's slowest or off by themselves, so they get one isolated. Doesn't even have to be the slowest one, doesn't have to be the weakest one, but they get one isolated.
Yeah,
that's the one they're going after. And that's what Satan does, man. He wants to scatter us and get us alone, and then he's going to come at us. And that's why community is so important. That's why small groups are so important. Even if we're not gathering in person with those groups, and even if we're not gathering in person on Sundays with the church, to be in community, to be in one of our groups and connecting online, and to be with the church connecting online at different times like tonight and on Sundays and other opportunities. And we're looking ahead. You know, one of the things that gets us real excited is we're looking ahead at some things we're going to be offering again to just amp up some of the digital engagement opportunities, not just viewership opportunities, but engaging opportunities.
Yeah.
Because, man, when we're isolated and we're alone and Satan's got us off by ourselves, that's when really bad things happen and temptation amps up and fear amps up. And whether it's depression or sin or whatever, man, he takes us out. And so stay connected. Stay connected.
So here's a little fun we'll have, just a way to maybe get you, chatting with us for engagement. You may have noticed this little piece of art here on the table the last few weeks. That is a beautiful wood carving, and I can't tell you exactly what kind of wood that is.
It's acacia.
You know what it is? Yeah.
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know.
That was a gift to me from Denise Kaufman, admin assistant, a few years ago. And that's all I'm going to tell you. We want to invite you to maybe guess what that actually is. What kind of purpose does that serve beyond just kind of a centerpiece on a table? It actually has a purpose, a specific purpose that it's made for. And so, get a good look at it here.
Yeah.
And shoot some ideas there on the chat with us. Let us know what you think that might be. Okay?
Is it an antique Puritan hearing aid?
Could be. Yeah.
Is it a small megaphone for someone?
Yeah. Could be all
Is
of
it
that. Is
it a weird candle stick thing?
Candle holder. Yeah,
what is
all
it?
of those are possibilities, but it does have one specific unique purpose. So let's see if you can guess what that is. I don't know if we have any, for the winner other than way to go, smart,
we'll figure something out.
Maybe. Yeah. So, as we spend the rest of the time talking, maybe, spend your attention on that, but maybe listen at the same time. Yeah. We do want to talk about a couple things specifically. One is looking back to this past Sunday. We started a new series called Making Change, and just got a great start to that, talking about changing our perspective. Yeah. And if you didn't get to watch that, participate in that service, be sure and go back again. Just a reminder, as always, on demand right on our homepage of our website. And you can watch the service in its entirety, or fast forward to the message, or fast forward through the message. No, we don't recommend any of that. Watch the whole thing and take it all in, and keep up with us. We spent some time updating the congregation, inviting you, the church, into our 2021 budget. We sent that out. Hopefully you got it. If you didn't, reach out and let us know. We'll make sure you get a copy. But we asked you to pray about that, Fitz, and let's talk about that for a minute.
Yeah, there's each day of the week, there's just some guided prayer. And today's prayer is for our adult ministries and staff. That'd be things like groups and seniors, and connections and all of that, the staff who oversees it and those ministries, and the prayer is really just that that God would guide and enable us to thrive in the ways that we try to reach people and help them find and follow Jesus. That's really what it comes down to. So that's the prayer point for today. If you've missed that and you missed the last couple of days, you can find that again in the same spot where the budget is. There's the prayer guide, and you can go back, and it's okay to pray for more than one thing each day.
Absolutely,
And the Fitz fam, we're taking that time when we gather for dinner each night. That's part of our dinner time prayer. We carve out a little bit of time for that. And you know the message I challenged all of us, as the Holy Spirit has been challenging me, just to do two things in our prayer each day this week and beyond, is to ask God to help us see how rich we actually are. God, help me see how rich I am, that I'm maybe better off than I think, and simultaneously, God, what do I need to let go of? What do I need to let go of so I can be more generous and so I can look, live, love more like Jesus? So help me to see my richness in Jesus, and help me to let go of the things that would steal those parts of my heart, contend for my heart, that keep me from being generous like Jesus.
Yeah, awesome. So again, reach out, let us know if you didn't get access to that. We'll make sure you get a copy. And you can pray along with us. And then this Sunday, we're just asking everybody to get behind it and support it, affirm it. And when we say support and affirm, it's more than just a piece of paper, checking a box. It's time, talent, and treasure. Putting that all behind that budget, so that it can be a reality, and that it can be a whole lot more than just numbers on a page or a budget, but resourcing ministry to change the world. And we're excited again about 2021 and what's ahead. So next Sunday, this coming Sunday, we'll continue week 2 in the series. We're going to talk about change in priority. I believe, is that right?
Yep,
priority.
that's what we're talking about.
Yeah. And so we look forward to that. And again, pray up this week. Pray for each other. Pray for the things on that ministry budget brochure. And let's come together Sunday once again on campus or online at 9:30 and 11. And until then,